Hey YouTube, it's the man who likes to RNT, dropping a fresh VID for you today, and I put it in the description, and I'm going to say it here. Do not watch this video until you have watched the 2017 Royal Rumble, or you may watch this video if you have no other way to watch the pay-per-view itself, because it will contain spoilers, and I know some people out there didn't have the capability to watch it as it happened on Sunday. Well, guess what? Here's your chance to find out what happened from me. And I just have to say, first of all, this time the Rumble emanating from San Antonio, Texas was much better than when they did it in 1997. So, big ups to WWE for that. In this case, the matches on the card, top to bottom, were fantastic. I don't really have a problem with any of them. Unfortunately, the biggest problem I have is with the match that the event is named for, the reason that most of us came here to see it, the Rumble itself. I found amazingly disappointing, but we'll get to that in just a second. First of all, I don't normally do this because people don't normally watch the pre-show, but I have to send a huge shout out of congratulations to Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson for finally capturing the WWE, or the, I guess they're now the Raw Tag Team titles, whatever, the Red Band titles, and capturing WWE Tag Team Gold after years of toiling in Japan. And I just have to say, it's about damn time, Vince. You know, I understood that you wanted to give New Day the record, and then when I thought once New Day had the record that Anderson and Gallows would be the one to take the titles from them, especially since their finishing move was the Magic Killer. But you didn't do that. You gave it to Sheamus and Cesaro instead. And to your credit, you told an interesting story with that tag team. But now, Anderson and Gallows, the team you've been trying to convince us for months, is this dominant destroyer of a tag team combination. Finally have the gold. Congratulations. And to you, Anderson and Gallows, your victory Sunday was too sweet, brother. Yeah, I'm going to get a lot of flack for throwing that up, I'm sure. Whatever. Anyway, on to the stuff. You know, I'm going to start off with what I call the match of the night, and that is Owens and Roman Reigns in their no disqualification match with Jericho in the Shark Cage. I thought that was easily the match of the night. The spots they pulled off, the Superman punch with brass knuckles was great. Owens doing the frog splash to Roman Reigns through a table was fantastic. Owens later getting knocked through his own pyramid of chairs and then powerbomb through the announce table was great. I did not see the Braun Strowman coming out to destroy Roman Reigns attack coming, which is always a nice surprise. Unfortunately, it leads into some of the booking problems that we saw in the Rumble, but again, I'll cover the Rumble stuff specifically later. Easily the match of the night. Kevin Owens goes over, and I couldn't be happier. Because, like I've said before, the only person right now that should be able to take the Universal title off of Kevin Owens is Finn Balor when he's finally able to come back to WWE. On the other side, the blue side, if you will, we had John Cena versus AJ Styles, and this was a fantastic match, and I'll get this out of the way because it hurts me just a little bit, but congratulations, John, on equaling the number of championships that Ric Flair had over the course of his career. Okay, that was mildly unpleasant. But some of you may be asking, you know, why is this match lower in my mind than Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns? And it's simple. While the match itself was phenomenal, all puns going to the champ, former champ, AJ Styles, we've seen it before. There's nothing that these two did in this match that we didn't see in their previous meetings, sans for the double AA that John Cena gave to AJ to end the match. It was a perfectly fine match. It did exactly what you'd expect it to do. But there's nothing that, in my mind, set this match apart from any other main event level John Cena AJ Styles match. But you both gave a fantastic effort. AJ was booked strong in defeat, so his career wasn't damaged. You can't damage Cena's career if you tried, and believe me, some people have. So good all the way around. What was some other things? Oh yes, the Cruiserweight Championship. Wow, this was a great surprise. First of all, I love Rich Swann and I love Neville. And I love the fact that they touched on their history that they have together. So this was all big things in my mind that made this match hype for me. Also, you know, some people I've talked to have really been negative about the Neville heel turn. I'm fine with it because the only problem I ever had with Neville wasn't anything that he was doing. It was the fact that WWE simply wasn't using him. So if they've decided to make him a badass heel guy instead of the I'm going to play to the fans babyface, and that in turn gets him more TV time, which shows off the immense wrestling talent he has, I'm all for it. I will say I do miss the Red Arrow because even as a heel, if you did a really cool looking high flying finisher, if it finishes people and you can make it look devastating, which the Red Arrow does look devastating when he hits, that's fine. But giving him a submission style move like the Rings of Saturn that he uses now, it shows that he's really into this I'm this tortured, demented soul that is now going to hurt you. I don't care what happens to you as long as I get the glory. So, big ups to the new king of the Cruiserweight. All hail King Neville. And you know what? Rich Swann looked fantastic in that match. And I have a feeling this rivalry is far from over. WWE can get many more matches. And maybe with those two in a competent rivalry and the beginnings of the Cruiserweight division starting to come together with Gentleman Jack Gallagher and other pieces of talent, they can begin to pull the Cruiserweight division out of the doldrums that it is currently in right now. Now, I know there's more matches that happen on this card, but let's get to the big part of the problem, because where this event goes from A+ down to the low B's for me on my scorecard is the Royal Rumble itself. And here's why. First of all, while Braun Strowman was certainly dominant when he was in the ring, I think you could have had him do more than he did in this match. Yes, he had 8 eliminations, and I'm not saying you had to give him Roman Reigns' elimination record to solidify him as a monster. But I think you could have given a couple more eliminations just to make us begin to think that there might be some legitimacy to the announce table hyping up that Roman Reigns' elimination record might be in jeopardy. And I think he wasn't eliminated in a way that would be fit of a monster. Baron Corbin took him out with a clothesline. Yeah, he was stunned. And then Corbin went out to no fanfare later. I would have rather seen like the entire ring gang up and toss Strowman out that way. So it took everybody to eliminate the monster. Next giant problem. The big giant problem. The Lesnar-Goldberg confrontation. And once again, Goldberg spears Lesnar and instantly tosses him over the top rope. Now, did the Goldberg marks go home happy? I'm certain they did. I'm certain a lot of Goldberg marks out there were jumping up and down when once again the man, the myth, the legend, Bill Goldberg quickly turn Brock Lesnar into his bitch. But I must ask you now, if the plan is to have a final payoff between these two at WrestleMania, what's the point? Even if Brock were to go out on WrestleMania and completely dominate Bill Goldberg, which at this point I think we can safely assume is not going to happen, Goldberg is the monster. Goldberg is the kryptonite to the Brock Lesnar Superman. And while in theory that may not be a problem, from WrestleMania 30 right up until Survivor Series, when we had that 89-second match between the two, you had booked Brock Lesnar to be invincible. And now, with what has happened in the Rumble, there's really no way for Lesnar to get his heat back and reestablish that aura of invincibility. How do you fix that? In my mind, as soon as Lesnar and Goldberg are in the ring at the same time, they should have focused on each other and been fighting so intently and scrumming and, having skirmishes all over, and then they're against the ropes and they take each other out over the top rope at the same time and fight their way to the back of the arena. That didn't happen. Another thing that hurt the Rumble, and I'll grant you that what I'm about to say is actually just rumors that I had heard, but nonetheless, if they had turned out to be factual, I would have greatly enjoyed the Rumble match more. There weren't any real surprise entrants. Yeah, Ty Dillinger showed up from NXT, and he might be on the main roster now, and good for him, he deserves to be here, but I was expecting to see Samoa Joe. I was expecting that we might see Kurt Angle. I was hoping that we might see a return of Finn Balor. That one gets a pass because he might not be fully healed from his shoulder injury yet. And you have nothing. And by the way, the biggest letdown of the night was when number 30 came out, and it was Roman Reigns. Why? Why, I ask you? Why? And then you have this thing where he takes out Undertaker. Okay, it's not the first time that happened. Let's not forget Maven once eliminated Undertaker from a Rumble. But then you have this stare down between them, hinting that that's the match, that's what's going to happen at WrestleMania. So then my question is, what are you going to do with Braun Strowman? Is he going to be the throwaway match at Fastlane? I don't like that idea. I don't like that idea at all. Plus, I'm 50-50 on the Roman Reigns Undertaker Mania match, because here's the thing. If the rumors are to be believed, and that's a big if, but if in fact they are to be believed, this is going to be Undertaker's last year in the sport of professional wrestling. Now, if you want to put him in the ring with Roman Reigns so he can have one last really big, really good match at Mania, I get it. I understand. But I also know the man known as Vince McMahon. And you're hoping that Roman can come out and have a good match with The Undertaker at Mania, and hoping that some of the mystique of The Undertaker will rub off and people will finally begin to appreciate the vastly underappreciated Roman Reigns. Let me remind you of something, Vince. Over the course of his career, you've had Undertaker do some amazing things, bordering on the miraculous. But I don't think even Undertaker's WrestleMania mystique can begin to pull Roman out of the depths of fans aren't accepting him because he's your guy. He's the guy that WWE wants you to believe in, and fans have blatantly said, no thank you, you're an idiot. It just won't work. So, you haven't given Taker a proper send-off if it's his last year, in my opinion. You have given him a match that I'm sure would be solid and good, and I will enjoy seeing it when Mania comes around, but it's not going to have the desired effect that you want. And the last thing I'm going to talk about real quick is the actual winner of the Royal Rumble, Randy Orton. Do I have a problem with the fact that Randy won the Royal Rumble? No, he's certainly a talented wrestler that's capable of having a good match with just about anybody on the card. The only thing is, with what's been going on with the Wyatt family and his feud with Luke Harper, he wasn't in a position that I can see you easily transferring from that, which is essentially a mid-card feud, into the main event picture of Mania. It just doesn't jive up. Can you make it work? Yes. Do you have the talent to do so on your writing staff and with Vince McMahon at the front office? In the words of Daniel Bryan, no! 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 And that's why, for a grade, I have to give this Royal Rumble also a B-. That which was good was really, really good. I don't have a problem with anything on the card, but the Rumble match just drug it down several levels for me. Kept what was a great pay-per-view otherwise from being something completely spectacular. What are your thoughts in the about the Royal Rumble this year? Post them down in the comments below. If you like this video, click that little thumbs up. It really helps. And if you don't want to miss a video by the Wrestling Ranter, click that subscribe button and you'll get notified as soon as a fresh video goes live every time. Ranter's going to get off the soapbox. I'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye.